FMLA explained by Human Resources. Today we're breaking down the Family and Medical Leave Act, or FMLA, from the HR side of things. What it covers, what it doesn't, how we review your request, and what you should always do to protect your job. So let's talk about what FMLA is and why it exists. FMLA is a federal law that gives eligible employees up to 12 weeks of unpaid, job-protected leave every year for certain family or medical reasons. From HR's perspective, FMLA is a safety net. It's designed to make sure that when major life events happen, like a new baby, major surgery, caring for a parent, you don't have to choose between your job and your health or your family. Here's how HR determines eligibility. We look at three main factors. First factor is tenure. You must have worked for the company for at least 12 months. These months don't need to be consecutive. The second factor is hours worked. You must have worked at least 1,250 hours in the past 12 months, which averages to roughly 24 hours a week. And the third factor is company size. You must work at a location with 50 or more employees within 75 miles. If you meet all three, your request moves to the next step. So what are reasons FMLA can be used? FMLA covers very specific situations. First, your own serious health condition. This can be anything that requires overnight hospitalization, requires continuing medical treatment, or prevents you from performing essential job functions. Next is bonding with a newborn, adopted, or foster child. This includes prenatal appointments, birth, adoption placement, and bonding within the first year. Next is caring for an immediate family member. This could be a spouse, a child, or a parent with a serious health condition. And last is military-related leave, things like deployment-related issues and caring for a covered service member. HR doesn't decide whether the condition is serious. Your health care provider makes that call. We just evaluate the documentation. How to request FMLA. Here's what HR needs when you request FMLA. Step 1 is to notify HR, ideally 30 days in advance for planned events like childbirth or scheduled surgery. For emergencies, let us know as soon as you can. Step 2 is fill out the paperwork. We provide you with the required federal forms. The most important is the medical certification completed by your healthcare provider. Step 3 is return the forms on time. You typically have 15 days to return the medical certification. If it's incomplete, we'll tell you what needs to be fixed. We're not trying to deny you leave. We just need it to meet legal requirements. Step 4, HR reviews your eligibility. Once everything is in, HR determines, are you eligible? Is your reason covered? Is the certification valid? Then we issue a formal approval or denial. So your rights during FMLA, it's important to know what your rights are once the FMLA is approved. First, your job is protected. Once the FMLA is complete, you must be returned to the same or an equivalent position. Your health insurance continues during FMLA at the same cost you normally pay. You can't be disciplined for taking qualified FMLA leave. And you can take leave intermittently when medically necessary, for example, weekly treatments or flare-ups. Your manager only receives scheduling information. They do not receive medical details. That stays strictly with HR. Here are your responsibilities as an employee during FMLA leave. First, you must follow the normal call-in procedures unless medically impossible. If your condition or return date changes, you need to update HR. You must provide recertifications if HR legally requests them. And you must pay your portion of health insurance premiums while on leave. So now let's clear up some common confusions and myths about FMLA. The first confusion that a lot of people think is that FMLA is paid, but not necessarily. It is unpaid unless your employer allows or requires PTO, sick leave, or disability benefits to run at the same time. Myth number 2, I can take FMLA whenever I want. That's not correct either. It must be met with specific criteria and be medically certified. Myth number 3, my manager gets to approve or deny FMLA. That's not true. Only HR can do that, and only based on the law. And then myth number 4, HR can deny FMLA because my timing is inconvenient to the business. Absolutely not. If it qualifies, it qualifies. It is your right. FMLA exists to protect you when life gets complicated. And trust me, life gets complicated for all of us at some point. Our job in HR isn't to make the process harder or more intimidating. Our job is to make sure you understand your rights, your options, what steps you need to take so your job, your benefits, and your livelihood stay protected. If you're confused about the paperwork, if you're not sure whether your situation qualifies, or even if you think you may need time away soon, reach out early. The earlier we know, the more smoothly everything goes for you, your team, and your manager. And remember, conversations with HR about your health situation stay private. You don't need to share personal medical details with your manager. That's what we're here for. And here's something we want every employee to know. Taking FMLA leave is not a sign of weakness or a burden to your team. It's a legally protected right. Whether you're welcoming a new child, managing a serious illness, or taking care of someone you love, you deserve the time you need without fear of losing your job. So if life throws something unexpected, or if you simply need support navigating the process, please come talk to us. HR is here to help, not judge, not question, just support you. That's what the law is for, and that's what we're here for. Reach out anytime. Thanks for watching, and remember, when in doubt, ask HR.